guys, Chef Ryan here in the Growing Chefs Ontario Classroom Kitchen for this month's kids cooking class with our theme, Let's Pack a Picnic. This wave of warm weather has got me super excited to be able to eat and drink outside again with my friends and family. Dining al fresco, as they say in Spain, or in the fresh air, can be a really fun activity to plan for. But you have to remember some things when deciding on what food items to bring with you on your picnic. You might not have all of the necessities that you would at home, like plates and cutlery. So for this recipe, I'm going to show you how to make a savory ham and asparagus muffin that doesn't require any plates or cutlery at all. So let's take a look at everything we'll need for this recipe. To start my savory muffin recipe, I'm going to preheat my oven to 350 degrees. This muffin recipe is a basic wet meets dry. So I'm going to start with all of my dry ingredients and mix them together in one large bowl. So I'm using two types of flour today. I'm using a spelt flour and an all-purpose flour. If you want to use 1 cup of whole wheat flour and 1 cup of regular flour, that's completely fine. Or if you want to do just straight all-purpose flour, you're welcome to do that as well. So I'll mix those together. I'll add in some salt, some baking soda, and some baking powder, and a little bit of garlic powder. I'll stir that all together, and then I'll set it off to the side. In with my dry ingredients, I'm going to shred some cheese. So I have some old white cheddar cheese that I'll grate up and add to my flour mixture. You can use pretty much whatever type of cheese you'd like for this part. Once my cheese is all grated, I can throw it into the bowl with my flour. Next, I have some asparagus. So for my asparagus, I'm going to snap off the woody ends and then cut it into very thin pieces. Now I know what you're probably thinking. Chef Ryan, we got asparagus last month. And there are 2 reasons for that though. 1, asparagus is delicious, and 2, asparagus season isn't around for very long, so it's good to celebrate it while we can. Into the bowl with my cheese and flour. And my next ingredient is some green onions, or some spring onions. So for my green onions, I'm just going to cut off the roots and then run my knife down the bottom half, just so that it's roughly the same size as the top half. And then I'm going to thinly slice it as well. Throw that into the bowl. Now it's time for the spinach. So for my spinach, I'm looking for roughly a cup of spinach. You can use large spinach like this or baby spinach. We're just going to roughly chop it. So for this large spinach, I'll roll it up and cut it into strips, and then run my knife through it again. Now my next item is completely optional. I have some thickly sliced deli ham that I'm going to cut into little cubes. If you don't eat ham, you can leave this part out altogether. So that's it for my dry ingredients. I'll set that aside and mix together the wet ingredient. So in a separate bowl, I have an egg that I'm going to crack and lightly whisk. To my egg, I'll add my milk. And last but not least, my yogurt. Now it's time to mix my dry ingredients with my wet ingredients. Once my wet and dry ingredients are mixed together, I can now spoon them into my paper-lined muffin tin. I'll now place my muffins into my preheated oven and bake them for about 20 minutes. Make sure you carefully rotate them halfway through. After 20 minutes, I pulled my muffins out of the oven. To tell if they're finished baking or not completely, I carefully inserted a toothpick into the center muffin. When I pulled it out, there was no batter stuck to it. That's how I know that my muffins are completely done baking. I'll let them cool completely before packing them up and heading out on my picnic. I'm Chef Ryan from Growing Chefs Ontario, and I hope you like my savory muffins.